Good morning, everyone. My name is Mohammed Abduraouf. Today we're going to discuss about very interesting topic. I want to talk about, as we can see from the link and the description and the picture that you saw about the meta-analysis. So let me guys share the screen. As we can see here from the PowerPoint presentation, it's the meta-analysis describing that I want to compare something that was implemented in a field of study, whether it was like fintech, medicine, pharmaceuticals. So the main idea is meta-analysis is that I compare something that was before and something that was implemented after, and to mention which part is better for sure. So as we can see here, I'm gonna share the PowerPoint slides. Perfect. So we're gonna learn step by step of the meta-analysis. We're gonna learn what are the tools that can be used, how we're gonna implement, what are the steps that should be made inside the research paper. So in the beginning, the difference between the systematic review and the meta-analysis or meta-analysis is that reviewing is just basically I summarize the evidence on the previous studies and I answer my research questions. So I need to do three things for the systematic review. I need to be transparent and predictable, minimize the bias, and comprehensive coverage. While the meta-analysis is that it's a statistical technique, combine results and multiple independent studies to produce single more precious estimate. It's like I'm gathering all the previous studies and comparing before and after to have a final analysis to show which was better. For example, I want to do implementation and investigate whether AI enhances the customer service in hotels. So I'm investigating the traditional working like customer service, talking to the customer face to face or by texting or using the AI chatbot, etc., and to compare which approach is better. So the meta-analysis tells us the answer. And when we start understanding the meta-analysis, then we're going to learn step by step how to do it. So first one, increase statistical power. Second one, quantifies the pooled effect. The third one is assess heterogeneity. So the steps to do for the meta-analysis is identifying your research question. What question do you want to answer? What objective of the answer? And the parametric search inclusion criteria, the search strategy, the databases. Are you going to use Scopus, Web of Science, or PubMed based on your field of study? Protocol registration, the title, the abstract of the study, full text screen, manual search, data extraction, and Q&A data checking statistical analysis, which is the meta-analysis statistical tool, then double data check to make everything is right. Then finally, you do the manuscript. So the process is question planning, database protocol, screening, analysis, and writing. So perfect. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know right in the comment below. Please share this video. It will help other individuals. So formulating the research questions, population, who are the subjects, intervention, what is being done, comparison, what's the control, the outcome, what's measured, while the spider framework sample, who are the participants, the phenomenon of interest, what's being studied, design, type of study design, evaluation, how it's measured, research type, is it qualitative or mixed? Are we going to analyze only qualitative paper or quantitative, or is going to be a mixed paper between qualitative? Then the example, how safety and immunogenicity of Ebola vaccine in humans. So I'm gonna study the healthy humans, vaccines, placebo safety, and immunogenicity. So in addition to that, for the search strategy and databases, I'm gonna search which tool, which website that I'm gonna use it to gather my data. So I need to look for all the previous studies based index Scopus or index in the very esteemed search engine database. So starting with the PubMed, the adapt per DP, use free text terms and mesh headings combined with and or not, as we learned from the previous video from problematic analysis. try search, refine, finalize, record, or search strings for the methods. So recommended database based on medicine, maybe PubMed, and for other social sciences like Scopus, MPES, Web of Science, Cochrane, Clinical Trials, MRCTs, Google Scholar, um, GHL, PHL, Popline, Siegel, Prosper for sure. Steps from 7 to 9 screening process. So this is the present flow that we learned before, like gathering all the data. Then you started to filtering and screening which approach to choose. As we can see here, we have the identification, is recording identified, then the screening, the eligibility, and finally included what studies that you're going to include. Then for the data extraction and quantity or quantity assessment, structured extraction sheet you're gonna export as Excel sheet. Then you will check the blind parallel extraction to minimize errors and research bias, and finally extract both adjusted and romantic data, capture controlled uncontrolled estimates, and to maximize analytical flexibility. Finally, the quality assessment tools by study design. You're gonna use all the tools that will help you. Especially for me, I love to use the Rev Manager tool because it's easy for me to identify the studies by implementing the random effect model and the fixed effect model. So beginning with a statistical tool, they tell us which approach that shows a better output. So beginning with fixed, which is one true underlying effect, studies are virtually identical, same population, same intervention. Differences are due to the sampling error only. Higher pressures, this common in practice, while random effects model distribution of true effects. Studies vary in population and methods. True effect may differ across the studies, accounts for between study variance. Wider CIs, more conservative, recommended when heterogeneity expected. Finally, the continuous mean difference, we're going to use the mean, the standardized, the cohesions. We're going to use all this analysis to determine which approach is better. So understanding the heterogeneity, the F statistics. So as we can see, the I-square statistics codify the proportion of total variation affects some estimate attribute between study heterogeneity. So when the percentage goes to lower than 50, so it's moderate to low, or higher than it's substantial and considerable. In addition to that, studies are homogeneous, fixed effect model may be appropriate, while if it is more than that, then random effect is preferred. While if it's more than 50%, then there's something wrong, you need to recheck. Investigate sources-based subgroup analysis or meta-regression. Make sure that the analysis that you have made is correctly. Other heterogeneity metrics, the coherence chi-square test for heterogeneity, significant p-value less than the 0.10. Indicate between study differences, estimate variance of the true effects and random effects model. Setting up meta-analysis and RevManager. RevManager is a tool. So we're gonna add all the references. We're gonna see a picture how to do that. The citations, and each citation we're gonna put their data, the mean, the standard deviation, and create comparison like young versus old, before implementation, after implementation, define outcome, choose data, generic inverse, select the model, fixed or random, and effect measure. Enter the data, right click outcome, add study data. We're going to see the pictures, how it looks like, interpret output, then export the analysis and see the charts here. So as we can see, this is the first plot. We have two types of plot. We're going to discuss it. The first one is the first. So here it shows that where the study goes in. So as we can see here, we also have the funnel plot. And we need to understand what is the publication bias. So studies with significant results are more likely to be published. This creates systematic gap in the literature, so we can cover it. Funnel plots visualize whether small study effects are biased. Symmetric funnel, no measure has detected. Asymmetric suggest missing studies left or right. P-value is more than 0.10. Funnel plot is symmetric, allows perform when studies are more than or equal to 10 studies are included. So we have the other types of analysis. We have two types of analysis, sensitivity analysis and subgroup. So beginning with the purpose of sensitivity to test robustness, stability of or the results are the results okay. While the other hand, to explore potential sources of heterogeneity by comparing results across group of studies. Here are my results robust. Why do studies differ? If there's a differentiation of the study, what's done, remove or change one or more studies or assumption and rerun the analysis, while the other one divide studies into meaningful subgroups, maybe studies that discuss about cancer and using an approach, while other studies using cancer but different approach, and so on. Investigate heterogeneity and potential effect of the virus, while for changes the set of study, yes, studies are excluded at one time or assumption change, while for the subgroup, no, all studies are included but analyzed within subgroups, aim to check the mean conclusion changes, while the other the difference between the study groups. So I want to make a difference to see what happens, but for the sensitivity analysis, I want an overall analysis, not just like comparing, and that's all. So example, if removing a study greatly changes the pooled effect, the result may not be robust. On the other hand, if effect size differ between subgroups, adult versus children, then they may explain heterogeneity. Illustration forest, leave one out sensitivity analysis. If pooled effect and chi remain similar, the results are robust. On the other hand, as we can see an example like this, difference between subgroup may explain heterogeneity are more than 50%. When to use, always recommended to confirm robustness of findings, while for the subgroup, use when heterogeneity is substantial and there is a plausible reason for subgrouping, typical output change or no change in pooled effect, while the other one pooled effect for each subgroup, overall effect at test for subgroup differences. Here are an example that how we're gonna do each part as like opening, creating a new folder, put the study, add each study with his name. If one author, then we're gonna mention one author and the year. If there's another, then two authors. If there are more than two authors, then we're gonna put etal. First author, then the etal. And we're gonna put another study. We can keep doing this till to choose which approach here. Are we going to choose the fixed or random? We're going to use mean differences or standardized. Then we're going to make a comparison confidence interval 95%. And we have the results of the subgroup analysis or survival analysis based on what you choose here. Then we're going to check the plot. Lastly, useful tips. Use the slider under the force plot to zoom in out, change the between fixed and random effect or mean differences using the above plot. Export forest plot or follow plot using the icon, save as image for sensitivity analysis. Uncheck studies in the data view to see how results change. Okay, so this is a research paper that I have made it. I want to make sure to using a subgroup analysis comparing before implementing the blockchain and the machine learning in the healthcare system, or after that implementing it, was it better or not? So here, let's check the objective of the study. So blockchain integrated with machine learning recently attracted the attention of academia and industries in the healthcare. So, however, there might be things that's not implemented. They do not believe that machine learning or blockchain are important. So this article offers systematic review and up-to-date literature review to provide a meta-analysis of the current literature on the integration of blockchain and machine learning toward the purpose of identifying their impact on addressing significant problems in the field of healthcare, including confidentially for studies were considered. So after using the Prisma model, there was a total of 55 studies were considered in articles with applications covered by sticking, sharing, prediction analysis, and pharmacogenomic and individualized therapy. So combining the blockchain and machine learning application, what was found in healthcare demonstrated substantial advantages through the published meta-analysis. The pooled effect sizes was 70.85, 95% confidence as a measure of improvement. The meta and healthcare analysis found the combination of blockchain with the machine learning raises healthcare system data protection alongside diagnostic reliability and operation excellence. As you can see, the confidence level 80 to 24. The many variations found across studies generated excessive heterogeneity, as demonstrated, equaling to 100%, so equaling to 451.94. These results confirm the strong transformational potential of this technological solution. So for the future studies, future research project should establish the feasibility of adding blockchain along with the machine learning system because appointed answers show their potential to improve healthcare functionality or functionality. Sorry. So the key takeaways of this study, the first one is that for systematic meta-analysis is a structured multi-stage process that minimizes bias and synthesis evidence mathematically. A well-defined Bicon questions register protocol are non-negotiable starting points. At least 2 to 3 independent reviewers must screen, extract data analysis quality at each stage. Finally, choose the random effect when heterogeneity expected quantifies with I-square and Q-test. Force plots visualize individuals pooled effect funnel plots access publication bias. Finally, the RevMan automates effective size calculation, weighting force funnel plot generation. Prisma 2020 compliance, prosper registration, ensure transparency and reproducibility. So this is how it should be done, and I used a study from Tawfiq 2019 showing a step-by-step using meta-analysis. So this is that's it for today. So if you guys have any questions, thank you so much for your time and your patience. You can ask me in the comment below. There's also the email. It's attached already. You can email me if you need any assistance. If you want me to do a applied review for your paper, sure, I don't have any problem. Okay. Thank you so much.